Now, the SABC News team is watching developments for us in Stilfontein. That involves our reporter, Tebogo Phakedi, who joins us now live. And Tebogo, we also heard that there'd be counselors for these 2 volunteers who've been doing these trips with this cage to bring these illegal miners to the surface since Monday.
Most definitely, Ayanda. Good morning to you and our viewers. We heard from police spokesperson Brigadier Atlanta Mate did indicate that they will provide counseling for the 2 volunteers who went underground to assist retrieve the illegal miners. But of course, we'll talk to them. I just want to indicate that according to the police, thus far, 216 illegal miners who have been retrieved are alive. And of course, with this specific operation that started on Monday, 78 deceased. Now, when you add on to the number of those that they were declared dead, when it was the community members, volunteering to retrieve them, the 9 of them, just in total, making it 87 of the illegal miners who died underground. I just want to hear from the volunteers who assisted, as far as the cage going down to help retrieve those illegal miners. You would remember that we were told that the cage only takes about 10 people on 1 load. But of course, underground, they all wanted to resurface. Hence, 2 people had to go down to assist. I'm just going to talk to Mzwandile Mkwai. Thank you so much for your time. You are one of, actually, on the frame there, 2 of the volunteers. Thank you so much for your time. First, what prompted you to volunteer to go underground, help retrieve these illegal miners?
And Pinanbulis kubalandeli be-SABC 1 hayi mina ndikumzwandile into endinika amandla ukuthi ndikhona ukwehla pha kudala ndihamba le ndlela ne-community leaders from 21 October sizama ukubonisa amapolisa no-government wethu ukuthi awuzuma apha nje kunabantu ungabacingela ukuthi bayatya bathina. So other things mna bendingumuntu ophethe umphakathini, so ndikhule ndingumuntu obamba inkunzi oqhekezayo, so mandiphume etrongweni ndazama ukutshintsha because nabantwana sebebadala bayafuna. So enye indlela ukubonisa kwi-community yethu ukuthi nyanyani ndi-rehabilitated ndiphume ejele ndi-right, so ngoku bangakhona ukuhlala nam bahleke nam.
216 retrieved alive, 78 deceased. How was it like going underground and those illegal miners seeing your face?
Ukwehla emgodini, it was my first time ukuthi ndiye underground futhi beyanogxoka bendothukile, kodwa iye yathi mandifika bakhona abanye abakhonela ukundibona ngoba ngabantu baye-community yethu esiphila nabo emphakathini. But ufunana mntathi ndizile ngoncedo, sizoninceda mna nalo tata uMandla Charles ukuthi niphume because kudala sizama. Aba bantu ngaphakathi basibona ngathi sizinkosi zabo. Ungamangala umuntu esithi uyandithandazela nomangala lonto because baye babona ithemba. Kwaba basolekile sisori, sizamile ukuthetha no-government wethu kodwa kasinikanga indlebe thina abantu abambeke pha yena apha khona namhlanje. Ngoku aba basolekile ifamily zabo angangathi bangaxola, kodwa into ephinde isikhuthazo ukuthi bazokhona ukubeka imizimba yabantwana babo ngendlela ehloniphekileyo. Aba bagula abaninji basezibhedlele bagula aba bantu, the way bengakhona babhityile ubona ithambo, beniqala ubona ithambo leslave. Okoko ndaphila andikakubona ubuhlungu obenzwe igovernment yase-South Africa kangaka.
Yeah. Just a disclaimer to sensitive viewers, with this following question and of course the response. You had to take some of the bodies and, put them into the body bags. How was that like for you? Having to be there, certify that person as a deceased.
Into eyenze ukuthi sibafake futhi endikhuthazileyo. Yazi aba bantu the way bangakhona bayanuka babolile. And ngoku sikhonile ukuthi noMandla Charles sibafake kwi-body bags because besife inhliziyo. Inhliziyo zethu nangoku zimnyama, andikhoni nokutya because ndibone nabatya abantu. Yabo aba bagula benikhona, that's why le cage ayiqabelisa 10 le iqabelisa 7. Sikhona ukuthi sifake 12 13 so that isibona ukuthi ixesha labo ingathi liyachaba. sabaxelela sathi sesikhona sizoninceda sicela nibe strong for thina kungabikho ozoshiya emehlweni ethu siyanicela from Monday singenile apho Tuesday saphinde sangena until izolo senza make sure ukuthi bayakhuthala futhi bayaphuma.
And you did indicate to government that in actual fact all the alive illegal miners have resurfaced. There's no one underground.
Yes, because on Monday sithethe nabo noMandla Charles sathi hambani niyobiza abanye abashekele emva nibaxelele incedo lifikile abo sokhupha aba bayi-26 nemizimba eyi-9 namhlanje nina hambani sizobuya kusasa ekuseni noMandla Charles sizonikhupha. uMandla Charles ke yena ukhonile ukuthola opportunity ukuthi ahambe naye eqoqa kwezinye indawo efuna abantu ukuthi baze so sibabuzile na izolo ukuthi nyanyani niphelela bayiconfirmile bona ngokwabo because kunendlela thina bezingeke sizihambe because azizazi baconfirmile bona bathi siphelele siphume sonke.
Government, we heard from the police saying they will, grant you counseling, assist you with counseling, which I would assume is a much need to the two of you.
Uyayibona le counseling yesilungu yona sizawuya kuyo kodwa thina singabantu bezinto ba funeka sihlambe ngoku asilali nabafazi bethu asilali nabantwana sinobumnyama remember ukuthi izimpilo zabantu imimoya ihleli ukuthi kakuhle thina counseling esiyidingayo kukuyohlamba emakhaya pha senzelwe isiko lokuthi siclean because sibambe abantu abaningi abaswelekileyo nabaphilayo and le counseling yesilungu ndiyazibuza ukuthi mina izayisusa le photo elapha emehlweni yami nasengqondweni na.
Thank you so much for your time. That is Mzwandile Mkhwai. He is saying that they will, of course, go to that specific counseling that is offered to them, but he's questioning as to whether it will take away, from his memory, the picture of the deceased he saw underground and some of the illegal miners whom, according to them, were quite in a helpless situation. He is indicating that they need to cleanse. As Africans, they believe that at this point he will have to cleanse. But of course, he did indicate that going underground, Ayanda, he was influenced by the fact that having wronged the community, he had to prove himself. But he has been here since October, trying to assist as one of the volunteers. He's painting a picture of how those who are underground saw him as a god, someone who was coming to help them as they wanted to resurface. Just in a nutshell, really, some of, how he narrates the situation underground. But of course, we are expecting police to give us an update later on. We understand that the cage is still underground as the police are trying to, ascertain themselves as to whether indeed there is no alive illegal miner underground, Ayanda. But of course, we'll hear as well from the Department of Health once they arrive here as to how are they coping with the situation where they are inundated with a number of the deceased who have to go to government morgues. But of course, they did indicate that they are not under pressure, regardless having seen, of course, the Gauteng province coming to assist as well, Ayanda.
Sure. Really sobering exchange you've just had there, Tebogo Phakedi. I mean, one of the, I suppose, pieces of information that we learned is that, this volunteer has said that they witnessed signs of cannibalism underground. In other words, some of the miners seemingly having had to turn to each other to survive.
Exactly, that is what he is saying. In actual fact, we saw these reports, resurfacing just about 3 weeks ago. But of course, government officials refuted those allegations, saying 9 of the corpses that were retrieved from underground did not show any sign of cannibalism, Ayanda. But of course, with the community members saying, we received a letter from underground which indicates that they now survive by consuming the flesh of their fellow illegal miner. But, those are some of the allegations coming forth. Some of the bodies were decomposed, but we'll hear from the Department of Health the state of those bodies that they received, Ayanda. But for now, as, stated by government, those remains the allegations, but he is narrating from his point of view as he went underground.
Absolutely. Tebogo Phakedi, live to us there from Stilfontein in the northwest. For now, thanks very much indeed. And of course, we do apologize to our viewers. Some of the details around the situation underground, quite graphic in nature. And of course, we'll continue trying to tell the story in as sensitive a way as we can without leaving out some of those important details.